Said a word and now we're in it, we're blindly.
Getting drunk with my best friend. I couldn't wait for the summer and the Warped Tour. I remember it's the first time that I saw her there. She's getting kicked out of school cause she's failing. I'm kinda nervous cause I think all of her hate me. She's a one, she'll always be there. She took my hand and that made it, I swear. I fell in love with the girl at the rock show. She said what? And I told her that I didn't know. She's so cool, gonna sneak it through the window. Everything's better when she's around. Can't wait till the parents go out of town. I fell in love with the girl at the rock show. Woo-hoo. Darling, 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 oh.
Do you remember 21st night, September? Love was changing the minds, pretenders, while chasing the clouds away. 'Cause it's too cold for you here and now, so let me hold both your hands in the hole. I swear it's too cold for you, the whole of my sweater.
Slight, you ignorant slut!
Cause all of me loves all of you. Love your curves and all your edges, all your perfect imperfections.
Tell me how's it feel sitting up there, feeling so high, but too far away to hold me. You don't want the one who put you up there, laying in the sky. Does it ever get lonely? Thinking you could without me, thinking you could without me, thinking you could without me.
Blame it on the booze, got you feeling loose. Blame it on the drone, got you in the zone. Blame it on my alcohol, blame it on my alcohol, blame it on my vodka, blame it on the idiot, blame it on the booze, I got you feeling loose. Blame it on my alcohol.
I don't fuck with you, bitch, I got no feelings to go. I swear I had it up to here, I got no ceilings to go. I mean for real, fuck how you feel. Fuck your 2 cents if it ain't going toward the bill. Yeah, and every day I wake up celebrating shit. Why? Cause I just dodged a bullet from a crazy bitch. I stuck to my gun.
Thank you, next, thank you. I'm so fucking grateful for my ex. Thank you, next, thank you. Next, thank you.
And I don't ever wanna be you. Don't wanna be just like you. Oh, what I'm saying is this is the anthem. Throw all your hands up, you. Don't wanna be you. Don't wanna be just like you. Oh, what I'm saying is this is the anthem. Throw all your hands up, you. Don't wanna be you.
Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy.
what up,
Grab
girl?
my glasses, I'm out the door. I'm gonna hit this city. Before I leave, brush my teeth with a bottle of Jack. 'Cause when I leave for the night,
I've been thinking, I want you to be happier. I want you to be happier. Even though I might not like this, I think that you'll be happier. I want you to be happier. Then only for a minute, I want to change my mind, 'cause this just don't feel right to me. I wanna raise your spirits. I want to see you smile. No, that means
Are you seriously watching porn by yourself?
Don't go crying to your mama, 'cause you're on your own in the real world. Don't go crying to your mama.
I think that you'll be happier. I want you to be happier.
If I'm gonna be famous for something, I wanna be famous for loving you. If I'm gonna be known around the world, I wanna be 'cause of you, girl. Nothing wrong with the center of attention. Long as I'm with you, I don't mind the pictures. If I'm gonna be famous for something, girl, I wanna be famous for loving you.
Sky tissue that I wish you saw. Side captain, Mr. Know-It-All. Close your eyes and I'll kiss you, 'cause with the birds I'll share. With the birds I'll share this lonely view. With the birds I'll share this lonely view.
She could get menacing, frightening, find out. Sometimes I scare myself. She could get menacing, frightening, find out. Sometimes I scare myself.
Sing it, follow me, everything is alright. I'll be the one to tuck you in at night. And if you wanna leave, I can guarantee you won't find nobody else like me.
Don't stop believing. Hold on. Sweet like people. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Sweet like people.
Bro, I'm straight up not having a good time.
California, rest in peace. Simultaneous release. California, show your teeth. She's my priestess, I'm your priest. Yeah.
Young girl, see you want me, body alive, and I'm just a dead man walking tonight. But you need it, yeah, you need it, all of the time, yeah.
Getting born in the state of Mississippi. Papa was a copper and her mama was a hippie. In Alabama, she was swinging a hammer. Race you gotta pay when you break the panorama.
See you want me, back in the line. I'm just a dead man calling tonight.
Beating like a drum and it's coming your way. Can't you hear the
like where you at. Don't like when the nightstand in the back. Come here, you can meet me in the back. Dark jeans and your Nikes, look at you. Oh damn, if it seemed like color blue. Just think of the fun things we could do. Is it cool that I said all that? Is it chill that you're in my head? Cause I know that it's deadly. Is it cool that I said all that? Is it too soon to do this yet? Cause I know that it's deadly.
I don't wanna live.
Even if I could, I wouldn't turn on you. And I would stop the world for you. You know I'll let you know. I'll never let this feeling go. This love has no ceiling. I cannot deny.
They tell me think with my head, not that thing in my chest. They got their hands at my neck this time. But you're the one that I want. If that's really so wrong, and they don't know what this feeling is like.
We can dance if we want to. We can leave your friends behind. Cause your friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, well then no friends of mine. See, we can go where we want to. Because we will never find. And we can act like we come from out of this world. If the real one fall behind.
And I say yeah, 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 yeah. And I say yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about Mountain Dews, baby.
Haven't I made it obvious? Haven't I made it clear? Want me to spell it out for you? F-R-I-N-D-S. Haven't I made it obvious? Haven't I made it clear? Want me to spell it out for you? F-R-I-N-D-S.
Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on.
Is it worth it? Let me work it. I put my thing down, flip it and reverse it. It's your primitive and fine yet. It's your primitive and fine yet. If you got a big, let me search it to find out how hard I gotta work. Yeah, it's your primitive and fine yet. It's your primitive and fine yet.
You just call on me, brother, if you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you understand. We all need somebody to lean on.
It's no surprise I won't be here tomorrow. I can't believe that I stayed till the day. Yeah, you and I will be a tough act to follow, but I know in time we'll find this was no surprise.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions have an echo in so much space. Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Possibly.
In the town where I was born lived a man who sailed to sea, and he told us of his life in the land of submarines.
Don't act like you forgot. I called a shot. Like blah, blah, blah. Pay me what you want it. Don't act like you forgot. Bitch better have my money. Bitch better have my money. Pay me what you want it. Bitch better have my. Bitch better have my. Bitch better have my money.
unless I stuck by ya. You're a sunflower. I think your love would be too much, or you'd be left in the dust unless I stuck by ya. You're the sunflower. You're the sunflower.
You're the next Drew Berry. I want more. And all these other girls keep wondering what I fuck with you for. Cause you're the next Drew Berry. Yeah. And I want more. And all these other girls keep wondering what I fuck with you for. Yeah. Cause you're the next Drew Berry.
Treat her better. We've gotta let go of all of our goals. We both know we ain't kids no more. Send my love to your new love. Treat her better. We've gotta let go of all of our goals.
And I got to his office fully prepared to suck his dick.
See your features, I wanna see your flaws. So baby, take it off. Baby, take it off. I can dive a little deeper when you got nothing on. So baby, take it off. Baby, take it off. And if you can let me down gently. Don't pretend that you don't want me. Our love ain't water under the bridge. If you're gonna let me down gently. Don't pretend that you don't want me. Our love ain't water under the bridge. And turn me on. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. And turn me on. Oh,
So many people are willing to learn how to trade stocks, but are simply just unsuccessful at it. It's not that you're a bad trader.
I'm up $953, $879, $1,300!
When people come up to me and they say, Dek, I'm just not a good stock trader, there's a whole bunch of baloney.
Oh my goodness, I just made $30,000. You guys want to see a show today? 20 grand in a day so far.
You know why I make so much money shorting? Because the answers are given to me.
$37,000. We're currently up $23,000, $24,000 right now. Let's go! This is high risk, high reward. Let's go, baby! Let's go! I'm going for $100,000 today. $100,000 month coming its way, baby.
You may not know everything, but all of a sudden, it's gonna click.
$30,817 in the market today. Oh my goodness, guys. Welcome to the stock market. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here, we are live, and we are getting ourselves ready to rock and roll for this absolutely incredible day ahead. We are getting ourselves fired on up for what is coming up right around the corner. And today's a big day. Today is a real big day for us because today is going to be fully dedicated into teaching you guys how to short. As I said, I don't want to waste any time. I don't want to take this whole week talk about shorting, talk about our brokerage, and then on Monday, waste more time doing lessons. What I think the best thing for us to do is let's take the next 1 to 2 days. Let's teach you everything you need to know about shorting. Not charging you a ton of money for a course. Not telling you, oh, you got to pay this extra money if you want to learn how to do it. No, if you are here, let's show you how to do it. If you are showing me, again, the respect of, hey, Dek, I'm taking time out of my morning to be with you, let's go over absolutely everything. So that's what I want to do today. I want to be able to break down how to short, teach you shorting strategies, go over all the fundamentals, how to enter, how to exit, how to place a stop loss, how to be able to do absolutely everything you need. So by the time, of course, we get to Monday, we hit the ground running. I want to wake up at 7 a.m. on Monday, have a trade done. I want to wake up, have a 2 to 3 trades done by 9:30. Obviously, again, the dream and the goal to be up by $3,000 before the market even opens on Monday. But I don't want to waste time on Monday. Once Monday comes, it's time to trade. Once Monday comes, it's time to get after it. Once Monday comes, it's time to start making money right away. You know what I mean? So that's what I want to make sure that every single person is aware of. We're all set, ready to rock and roll, and we are, of course, getting ourselves ready to go. Now, traders, let's talk about today. I'm going to turn off the music right now because I think today is, so important. I need everyone at this moment, smash that thumbs on up over on YouTube. Let me know that you guys are excited because we are getting ourselves back into, again, big account trading. Wait, let me ask you guys right now. Do you guys want me to kind of dive right into the shorting lessons right here and we just get after it? Or do you guys want me to go over this morning first? Do you guys want me to go over pre-market, talk about any sort of hot plays, talk about what we have, or should we just focus on, again, the shorting boot camp, shorting lessons right now? So again, do you want to go over plays, everything first, or should we just kind of dive right in on it? Obviously, it's up to you. I have no preference, whatever you guys want. Pre-market plays, then lesson. Pre-market plays, then lesson. So let's talk about if there's anything big here today. Okay? Let's talk about, if there's anything big, and then we'll dive right on in. All right? That's no problem. Why not talk about, some plays here first? So basically, traders, what we have at this moment, okay, what we have at this exact time is we can see the number one top gainer. The number one top gainer is NIVF this morning. Now, NIVF, this play has gone from $2, spiked up to $6. Not bad in any sort of way. NIF is underneath $1 million in float. Very low float stock, up 166%. If we take a look, we are again sitting 424 is the 50-day moving average. We are slightly above that. So traders, just a little heads on up. You want to hold above that 424 mark. Hold above 424. That's going to be holding up as your support line. Dek, why is 424 support? Because that is the 50-day moving average. 50-day moving average would usually hold up as very strong resistance, this blue line. But since we're above it right now, that's where we want to hold up as the new floor. 424 is the floor at this moment, watching to be able to bounce off of this area. Now, what are we looking for? Well, obviously, is there credibility? Is there a reason on why NIVF can go on the spike and rip and run? And there is. There was a lot of good news this morning here. And what do we have here? NIVF. NIVF planned a $30 million strategic investment in Solana. Traders, if you have been trading with me for the past 5 days, the past 2 weeks, the past whatever, what has been an extremely hot press release recently? It has been any stock that's on the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ that is now stating we are going to take our funds and we're going to invest it into a cryptocurrency. Right? We have seen that over and over and over again. There are so many different plays, but obviously the ones that stand on out is JNVR. JNVR, Janover said, again, we're going to take all of our funds and we're going to invest them into Solana. Right? We remember that. Remember CEP? CEP said, we're going to take all of our funds and we're going to invest them over into Bitcoin. Then we saw like 5 to 10 others. And now today we have, all right, NIVF, that says NIVF, we're going to take $30 million and invest it over into Solana. So we're seeing a lot of these companies that are good, credible companies that are now saying we're taking $30 million and putting it into our cryptocurrency. And basically, instead of, again, trading our company based off our fundamentals, trade it off of the cryptocurrency. It's almost like a little cheat code right here. Hey, we're a little tiny penny stock. We know, again, a lot of our earnings aren't good. We know, again, our company isn't as good. So why don't we just tell everyone that we're like a way that you can invest into, again, Solana or cryptocurrency or XRP, where you could say, all right, buy our company is going to move with that crypto. So we've actually been seeing that nearly every single day. where every day we do have, obviously, Solana or crypto or any of these plays. We saw this play, obviously, very early this morning. This one came out, I believe, right around like 6:30 a.m. And it's just because, again, I added in my keyword list right here. As you guys can see, I'll move myself a little bit lower. You guys can see I added the word crypto. I added the word Ethereum. I add the word Solana. I add the word XRP because I want any of these words to be highlighted for me. Right? That's, very important to me that I always get all the highlighted press releases and I see the best stocks every single morning, the stocks that have the best opportunities and the stocks that have the best plays for us. So I always, always want to be able to be watching for those crypto press releases. Okay, so at this time, NIVF is one of the best press releases here this morning, but at the same time, it's not going crazy. It's not going insane. It is holding right above that 424 mark, holding right above this area, watching to see, is it going to be able to spike back on up towards around $6? Now, please note, guys, you are inside of a channel at this moment. Now, how do you guys play channels? If you guys have been trading with me the last few days, you guys definitely know how to be able to trade channels. You guys definitely know the right way to be able to trade channels. I'm always going to play the way that is going to put the odds in your favor. I'm not going to play the gambling way. What's the gambling way? Well, let's think about the safe way. The safe way is here's a dip buy. Safeway is here's a dip buy. Safeway is here's a dip buy. Safeway would be go ahead and look for a dip buy here. Safeway would be put a stop loss underneath the support line. Give yourself a little bit of wiggle room, but place a nice tight stop loss. If you get filled, great. You have all this room to be able to win. If, again, it does fall and crack, you only have a little room that you could possibly lose. That's a great way to trade. It's a great way to trade when you realize you only have a little bit to lose and you have everything to win. What's another way that you could trade this? Well, what's the other safe way? The other safe way is to be able to short up top, where again, you hit this red line and you fall. You hit this red line and you fall. Most likely, if you come up to this red line, there's a great chance that it's going to fade and fall all the way back on down. You can short at this area. Place a little bit of a stop loss right above that area. Might get a little bit of a pop, and if it hits that area, you get out with a very small loss. But if it does fall and fade, you can make a lot of money on the short side. So the way that I always like to trade channels, or the way that I'm always going to present trading channels to you, is where you do have better odds, where the odds are in your favor. But again, what's the issue? 90% of traders are going to trade like this, guys. 90% of traders are going to say, oh, Dek, it's coming up to $6. I'm buying right here. I'm going to look for the breakout and squeeze. Now, a breakout may happen once every 5 touches. A breakout might happen once every 10 touches. The odds are it will fall next to the red line, not break on out. But of course, at some point, it definitely can break on out. But it's hard to time. So I'm not going to tell you to buy at the high of the day where it reverses. I am not going to tell you to short at the low of the day looking for more on the downside. I am going to tell you to short at the high where there's room to fall and buy at the bottom where there's room to climb. So NIVF, again, what you need to remember is 425 is going to be main support, $6 is going to be main resistance, and now you have an easy game plan from there. You have a low float stock that does have good credible news, talks about a Solana press release with, again, $30 million going into Solana. So NIVF, I definitely want to be able to check that play on out, see if that one can be able to work its way back on up. Now, what is a TRAW doing, traders? We can actually take a look right here. We could see some of the best plays here today. What do we have? We actually do have, again, right here, we have TRAW right here. And also, again, NIVF. This was a press release that came on out. You can actually see it right here and not here. It's because the news came out last night. So it's not showing up as like this morning's news, just a little heads on up. So if you're wondering, why is NIVF not on top of the news right here? It's because this actually came out last night and not this morning. Does that make sense? So TRAW is actually the best press release from this morning, as we can see, where it does say TRAW announces publication of compelling efficiency data with patients treated with its drug. So it's basically saying that it has compelling evidence that its drug works, right? So TRAW, lower float, not super low, around 17 million. It is up 100% at this time. TRAW is a stock that is, again, trying to grind its way on up, but it's also fading back on down. What is the story that happens every single day? What spikes on up as the biggest rip and biggest run usually, again, comes right back on down. Usually, again, stocks go on massive spikes, and then usually stocks come crashing right back on down. Why the heck do you guys think I love shorting so much? It is the same story every single day. But still, and I don't mean to be making fun of anyone. I don't. But the thing is, some traders just do not learn. Some traders just do not learn, guys. Every single day, they see a hot press release, they see a stock spike 100, 200%, and they buy at the very tippity top saying, who I'm buying, and then they lose. And then they say, why did I lose? And the next day, again, they do the same thing. They see a hot press release, the stock goes on a big rip and a big run and a big spike, and it forms a big upper shadow, and they buy in at the very tippity top, and they lose. And they say, man, why did I lose? And then day after day after day, they repeat the same cycle. Guys, get on the winning side. You're either in early or you're going to be in last. And if you're in last, that's okay. Go ahead and short the play right back on down. That's why, again, we love shorting. The answer is literally given to us. When I see a stock spike up a 200%, that's not me saying, oh, I can't wait to buy a stock at a tight point. No, that's me saying, oh, I'm going to short this play. It has a target on its back now, right? The issue that everyone always says is, well, Dek, stocks can go up forever. If you short a play, you could blow up your account. Guys, if you buy a stock and don't have a stop loss, you could blow up your account. It doesn't matter if you buy it or if you short it. Regardless, if a stock, again, goes up or if a stock goes down and you don't have a stop loss, you could easily blow up your account. That's how, again, stock trading works. You got to be careful. You got to be safe. So, again, TRAW, I'm not really too interested on this play unless it does what? Probably gets back above that $4 mark. Take a look over on TRAW right here and right now. You have to get back above this $4 area. And if you can get back above this $4 area, that's when it's going to get some life towards it. Dek, do you think that this stock is going to get any sort of dip buy or bounce play? It is near, again, dip buy and bounce play areas right around this 265 mark. But at the same time, it's not like it's looking super strong. I'm not opposed if you want to look for a small entry, smaller shares, looking for a dip buy and bounce play. It is still considered the best press release today because the stock is still up 90%. But at the same time here, guys, hey, we're going to keep our eyes peeled on it, see if the stock can get a dip buy, see if the stock can get a bounce, and we'll go from there. MCTR. MCTR, as I'm speaking right now, stock is starting to get a little bit of buying volume. Stock is starting to get a little bit of action. Is there any sort of news that maybe has just come on out over on MCTR? I want to take a look right now. MCTR, any sort of news, any sort of credibility? Friday was the last press release. Guys, do you guys see anything? I just want to make sure we're not missing anything together. Let me go over here. MCTR, just looking at like Yahoo Finance, looking at FinViz. Nope, 2 months ago was the last press release. I am not seeing anything. I am not seeing anything whatsoever on MCTR, but that stock is getting a little bit of hype as we're speaking about it right now. What I will say, stock just went from $6 up to $10. $10 is a strong natural resistance line. MCTR, you guys can see in past chart history pattern, it has been known to turn right around $10. Here's an upper shadow to 960, got rejected. Here's an upper shadow towards 920, got rejected. Right now, again, we're coming on up towards around $10. What could easily happen? Watch our rejection. If we have previous spiking high, comes up to $10, ladies and gentlemen, we just came up to $10. We're starting to get a big reversal at this moment. Look what MCTR just did. Spiked on up, came right back on down. There's no news, there's no credibility. Stock is obviously getting weaker and weaker and weaker. So as this is getting weaker and weaker and weaker, you got to be careful on these plays. You don't want to chase. You don't want to buy in at highs. We will obviously keep our eyes peeled on this to see how much higher this is going to go. And then, of course, we'll be all set, ready to rock. So MCTR, still again a hot play. So NIVF needs to hold again what area? 425. TRAW could look for a small dip buy, but at the same time, not my favorite. MCTR, this stock is trying to break $10. It's a no news I see. Getting a little bit of buying volume is a little bit risky, but definitely has, some sort of potential behind it. And you know what's crazy? What can you guys notice about the top gainer board today? What do you guys notice about the top gainer board today? We do have under 1 million in float, 4 million in float, under 1 million in float, 2 million in float, 1 million in float. A lot of low floats here today, which is why, of course, on my news scanner, what do I always do the majority of the time? I'm always again adding lower floats, 0 to sub 17 million. I don't look for anything that's like above 15 million usually. And these are going to be the stocks that I usually look at for the best rips, for the best runs, for the best spikes. So again, whenever I'm kind of just like at the, at the start of the day, I like to put on all floats and just see again what is moving, what is ripping, what is running. But at the same time, I usually look for 0 to 20 million in float because anything over 20 million in float just isn't going to spike up extremely hard. A lot of times these plays are just going to come, a lot of times, let's say a 50 million in float or 60 or 100 million in float, it's just going to be very slow. So that's why I look for lower float plays that can go on the crazy spiking, can go on the big rips and runs. Let's go back over here though to the news alerts and let's just see if there's anything big for us. We have ESLA. Let's see what ESLA did. ESLA had news today. Guys, look at this. ESLA went on a huge spike. ESLA gave everything on back. Okay, so we don't need that. We have Hims and Hers. This is a little bit of a bigger company. Just a little heads on up. Hims and Hers, guys, a little bit of a bigger company. This is a cosmetic company, but they also, but it's also like a pharmaceutical company. Hims and Hers, don't they do like, they do hair growth, they do weight loss. So it's like a cosmetic company, which is also like a pharmaceutical company because they do it like through drugs. So Hims and Hers came on out with plans to acquire Zava, accelerating major European growth across the UK, Germany, France, and Ireland. So there was a press release this morning around 7:40 that again talked about Hims going on a nice spike, $56 up to $61. So if you guys are a little bit more interested in a long-term play or maybe an options trade or a swing trade or whatever, Hims is getting some attention towards it this morning. TRAW, guys, that's again the #1 top gainer of the day. We already went over this one. TRAW announces publication of compelling efficiency data in patients treated with its drug. So again, compelling efficiency, basically showing evidence that TRAW is a good play. TRAW, again, this was alerted back at 7 a.m. this morning. TRAW, obviously one of the top gainers this morning. Stock went from, again, $1, spiked up to $4.60, now back down towards around $2.63. NIVF, that's again the #2 top gainer, talks about again investments with Solana. Again, traders, as I say every single day, when people always ask me, Dek, how do you find all the top gainers every single day? Personally, it's 50% of me knowing where to look and also 50% of me just using the right equipment. You know, you guys know that. My equipment you guys can get in the description below. It is Fox Runner is the new scanner, and then Trade Ideas is my charts. So you guys can get both of these. So I just want to make sure that you guys are all set here. Some other things that you might want to look at. CEG just made a partnership with Meta. Meta signs a nuclear power deal with CEG. So Meta getting involved more with nuclear. Take a look what happened with CEG this morning. CEG just had a very nice gap up. CEG went from 162 all the way up to 352 over the last 2 months now. That's an insane spike. Traders, let's take a look over on some nuclear stocks and see how nuclear is doing. I was, again, talking about nuclear a lot like 3 months ago. Remember that? How's OKLO doing? OKLO has gone from $20 back up to $55. The OKLO CEO is actually on the board with Trump. Okay, so it's actually one of Trump's advisors. We've also had one of my favorite companies, BWXT. Guys, BWXT has gone from $84 now up towards $130. That was a play that I actually was invested in. Do you guys remember that play? That one wasn't too bad. What about NVT? NVT right here, guys. This play's gone from $41 up to $64. So we have OKLO, BWXT. I think NVT is a little bit different, but at the same time, guys, you know, a lot of nuclear plays are going on nice rips because, you know, Meta getting involved with nuclear. And hey, could that be something that's really big coming up in the near future? So you can see how well that's doing at this time. Little side note, Space War is real. Here's how it works. So again, there was a video that was posted over on YouTube 4 days ago talking about, you know, the space race. So if you guys haven't checked that on out, you guys can go check that out there. Here's our, again, some super hot space stocks as well. Rocket Lab moving itself on up. Lunar trying to move itself on up. RDW trying to move itself on up. S&P 500, when it comes on down to the S&P 500, what it really comes on down to is, can the S&P 500 break through that 600 level? So basically, what's the current state of the S&P 500? The S&P 500 just gained 6.2% in May 2025, marking its best monthly performance since November of 2023. So a little heads on up, guys. We just had the best S&P 500 return in the last 18 months. Pretty insane, right? The main key level to watch will be to reclaim the $600 level. Once this level breaks, expect to see strong buying volume and momentum to return. As of now, 600 is holding up as a strong previous resistance line and a psychological level. So really, traders, as you guys can see, the S&P 500, it's been awesome. It's slowly moving on up. This is a weekly chart. You could see that by the big W. And what happens? Every time you come down to the 200-day moving average or 200 weekly moving average, you get a perfect bounce play. If you, what does it say? It says, when it comes to the S&P 500, follow the basics. The best short-term dips are the 50-day moving average, blue line, and the best long-term dips are the 200-day moving average, the red line. So you guys can see right here, 50-week moving average, bounce, 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 bounce. These are, again, if you're looking for a quick entry. If you're looking for a long-term entry, every single time it comes up to the 200 weekly average, bounce, 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 bounce. As you guys know, this is when I entered. Monday, April 7th, when it came on down towards that red line, I, again, jumped on in with my long-term portfolio. Been sitting ever since. But really what it comes on down to right here and right now is we got to get back above 600. Get above 600, and we will be all set, ready to rock and roll. Some, again, nice little stuff to cover right here. And then Monday's top gainers, LYRA. LYRA, let's check that one on out real quick to see how well that one's doing. LYRA, that one gave a whole lot back from yesterday. As we already talked about before, guys, it really comes on down to first come, first serve. So want to make sure that you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll over on this day here. But traders, I mean, that's what it's all about. Everyone, if you guys need to, I'm going to actually make myself very tiny here just for the moment. And if you guys would like to, everyone take a screenshot of the best plays today. Let me make sure everything is off right here. Okay, good, good, good. So here is, I'm going to make myself really tiny, and I'm actually going to grab a screenshot as well. And just be able to post this for absolutely everyone so that you guys are all ready to rock and roll. Okay? So, see, I can go over and grab more of this. Awesome. So there are some of the best press releases here today. Best press releases today. TRAW, NIVF, RENB, KPRX. Best press releases today. Want to make sure that you guys are, of course, all ready to rock. Now, obviously, if you guys are excited about today, smash that thumbs on up right now. Get yourself, again, ready to go. Obviously, today, guys, today is going to be doing shorting lessons. I don't want to have Monday come and I sit around and say, okay, guys, it's finally time to short. Let's do lessons. We're doing lessons this week. We're getting you prepared this week. This week is going to be your training. So once Monday comes, we start going after it right away. We start making that money right away. We start getting ourselves involved right away. I don't want to waste time. I want to trade the moment Monday morning is here. I want to, again, start trading my big account, and I want to make $2,000, $3,000 kicking things off on Monday, getting ourselves prepared and ready to make this money. So here are the best press releases, of course, today. I'm just sharing this around. All right, awesome. We got that. Now, of course, let's also go over and just kind of post this as well to make sure that you guys have all of the top gainers and top losers already in pre-market so that you guys are all set. So I always like to, again, post these screenshots for everyone because, again, I want to help you. I want you guys to actually be, again, better traders. Top gainers today, NIFV, TRAW, MCTR. All right. So again, these are some of the top gainers. If they have news or if they don't have news, these are some plays. Unfortunately, I can't post pictures over in the YouTube chat. I just can, you guys see it on the live stream, but I just can't post pictures over on the YouTube chat, unfortunately. But I post it everywhere else, making sure that you guys are all ready to rock. All right, all right, all right, all right. I think we're just about good. Also, traders, pretty exciting news. Little side note right here before the market opens on up. I believe Monday or Tuesday, Fox Runner is coming out with a brand new update, either Monday or Tuesday of next week. Now you're saying, Dek, what's on the update? I got the exclusive first look. Now, if you're wondering what's on the update for, again, Fox Runner on Monday or Tuesday, number one, it will save your settings. So again, whatever you pick here, it will now save so that you're all set and you don't have to do it every single day. That's, again, a nice little easy thing, which is great. I'm very happy about that it's going to be able to save your settings. Number two is that you can customize your you can customize the star rating. You will, again, be able to pick your 1-star, 2-star, 3-star words. Right now, they're kind of just set in stone, but you can delete, you can add, and you could be able to put whatever you want for certain stars. That's great as well. Number three is that, again, you obviously can add keywords to be highlighted for you. But again, coming on up, you can also add it to be AI voice alerts as well. So if you want to have a certain keyword such as Solana, whenever, again, the word Solana comes on out, an AI voice will read the Solana press release for you. So if you are, again, away from your computer, you're in your kitchen, you're in the bathroom, you're petting your dog, whatever it may be, and again, you want to have a certain word, have a voice alert towards it as well, it will say, Cyber Right Expands Partnership. It'll read it out loud so you do not miss it no matter what. So I believe that's the top things right there. Maybe I'm missing one or two things, but number one, I know it's going to save all your settings, which is great. Number two, it's going to allow you to customize keywords, which is great. And number three, it's going to, of course, customize your star ratings. And then number three, it's also going to be able to give you voice alerts as well. So that's going to be great. And I think there might be like one or two other things that I'm missing, but regardless, those are kind of some of the big things that are going to be updated on Monday or Tuesday for you, so that you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll, and you guys are all ready to go. All right. So that's going to be very exciting, very fun, and looking forward to that. I think voice alerts is going to be all set. All right. Now, let's make sure we are all set here. Let me switch out our scanners. Also, little heads on up. My camera battery is about to die. I'm going to have to switch that out here in a few minutes, but I'm just letting every single person know I'm probably going to blank out and disappear here in a few minutes. And then once it does, I'll change things on up. Let's just see how the start of the day opens, and then we'll dive into our shorting lessons. Sounds good, guys? Let's see how the start of the day opens, and then, of course, we'll dive into our shorting lessons, go from there, and get ourselves prepared and ready to rock. But, man, I'm excited for today. Today's going to be an absolutely awesome day for absolutely everyone. Make sure you guys smash that thumbs on up right here, and you guys will be all ready to rock and roll because, of course, today, guys, is going to be a huge day. Let's just give it the first 1 to 2 minutes to kind of see what is going to be spiking, what is going to be ripping and running, and what is going to be taking on off. We got a big day ahead across the board. Obviously, I'm ready to rock. Obviously, I'm ready to go, and I am so fired on up to see what we have here. Man, it's going to be one of those big ones. Let's start on off here, traders, with NIVF. NIVF, team number one top gainer of the day. The majority of traders are focused on this play right now as they are looking at that channel pattern that we talked about. That channel pattern, which has very strong top resistance at $6. We also have MCTR right now. MCTR does not have any news, but it does have room to run up towards around $9.70, $10. Notice it spiked on up right here, started coming back on down, right? NIVF trying to spike its way on up. What's the biggest fear? Guys, what chart pattern do you see right now in NIVF? Pop quiz. First one that gets it wins. I would say right now, the thing that kind of gets me a little bit fearful is going to be a little bit of this head and shoulders pattern. If you guys take a look over on NIVF, a lot of traders at this moment would say, Dek, this is the number one top gainer of the day. This is a stock that was able to spike all the way from $2 to $6. I'm going to buy the stock as it's at $5. I do think that's going to be a mistake. Let's head on over to Google right here. Type in head and shoulders pattern. What do you guys realize? What happens here? We have a shoulder, we have a head, we have a shoulder, we have a sell-off. Does this not look like the same pattern that we are currently looking at? Where we have a shoulder, we have a head, we have a shoulder, and then we have this very big sell-off. It's very similar. If I'm taking a look over right here, I have NIVF with, again, a shoulder, a head, and here's the shoulder forming. If this stock runs up to $6 and gets rejected, there is a great chance that this play is most likely going to fade on off and turn into something like this, where we do have our left shoulder, our head, our right shoulder, and then we sell off and dump. I don't want to see anyone get caught on up. I don't want to see anyone take an unnecessary loss. I don't want to see anyone take, some sort of hit where they're saying shoulder, head, shoulder. Oh, Dek, I didn't know it was going to turn and dump off so hard. So this is why it is very important to study patterns, to know patterns, and just be aware of every single pattern that could lead towards that sell-off. The most important thing is, can NIVF break through $6? MCTR also halted on the upside. So we do have, again, two plays right now. Two top stocks. You do have MCTR halted up, and we do have NIVF, which does have, at this time, a head and shoulders pattern, which is, again, $6 resistance. Now, let's play a fun game. Let's say, Dek, where would you, again, get involved on these plays? What would you be looking for here? Well, this would be the textbook way, okay? I'm not getting involved, as you know, until Monday. But what would be the textbook way to trade NIVF? NIVF would be, let's just get rid of our lines here, okay? Our blue line would be our entry, okay? NIVF, $6 would be a great starting entry on a short, betting against the company. We could also do another entry a little bit higher, maybe up towards around 620. So basically, let's say we do 1,000 shares at $6, 1,000 shares at 622. That would bring us a cost basis at around 611. And then on top of that, we'd have a stop loss probably right here. This would be something that I would do next week. Next week, guys, this would be a trade that I would probably look to get myself involved in, where I would say 1,000 shares at the price of $6. That means every 10 cents the stock falls, I'm going to be able to make 100 bucks. So if I got filled at the high of the day, notice it's at the exact high of the day right now. At $6, I would be filled 1,000 shares right now. The stock would now be down towards, again, 560, 570. I'm already up $300. In just a few seconds, just like that, I'm already up $300. Now, why am I getting filled? Why am I in on this play? Because I recognize the head and shoulders pattern. Get filled at, again, the other shoulder height. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Watch that reversal. So right here, I could already take my profits. Out $300. I could do that right now. Let's see what would happen. Let's imagine we keep on holding. Is this stock going to now come up to $6, break $6, and run up closer to the head? Notice this is what you want to do. Traders, this is how you always want to plan out every trade. Doesn't mean you're going to win every trade, but I'm saying you want to plan out every single trade. What do I see here? Okay, what am I recognizing out of NIVF? And again, take this as a lesson. Take this as understanding the right way to be able to trade. And what I'm trying to get out of this is I want you guys to always realize it's all about risk and reward. It's all about always putting the odds in your favor. And you guys hear me say that all the time, placing the odds in your favor. Because the thing is here, team, I'm actually truly trying to teach you. I'm truly trying to make you guys a better trader. I'm truly trying to make you guys, understand the right way to trade. And I know my camera just died. So my camera just died. I'm going to turn that off here for a moment. Just listen to my voice at this time. What do you guys see at this time? If you get involved over on this play, how much money could you potentially lose? You could possibly be getting filled total right here. This would be your that would be your entry if you get filled at $6 and $6.20. It'd be right around $6.11. How much money do you have to lose? If you get filled there, you only have that much to lose. That little red line right here is how much you have to lose. How about if the stock does have a head and shoulders pattern and it starts turning and falling? How much do you have to win? You have all of this to win. So while I'm not saying you're going to win every single trade, that's just not possible. What I will say is that the majority of the time, if you follow a strategy that you have more reward than risk, all it takes is one trade to be successful. All it takes is one trade to make back multiple losses. Let's just imagine, guys, if you actually stuck with this. Let's imagine if you actually followed this, where you say, you know what, Dek, if I'm wrong, I'm going to take a little loss. And let's say, again, that's one trade and you lose. And then again, you do the same exact thing. And that's one trade and you lose. And you do the same exact thing. That's one trade and you lose. And you do the same exact thing. And that's one trade and you lose. Guys, guess what? All you need is one win and you basically make back the entire thing, maybe even plus more. I like trading where if I lose 4 times, one win gets me right back to where I started. And it's nice if I win twice or 3 times or 4 times in a row. Now I have like the wiggle room of like 24 potential losses. You will notice next week, if I am wrong, I'm wrong. I get out. I don't care if, again, I'm incorrect. I will pull the trigger, and if I'm incorrect, I get out and I move on. The worst thing that you can do is have an ego in your trading. The worst thing that you can do is have an ego with your stocks, right? So here's NIVF right here. Trying to still hit that $6 mark. Now, I might have been out if the stock came on down to $5.70 and I just take $300 in profit, but we could still watch this head and shoulders pattern and, of course, go from there. Right? So we could still, again, keep our eyes peeled over on our head and shoulders pattern and see what we have at this moment. Guys, let me switch out my battery on the camera, and then we can actually start doing a little bit more shorting lessons as well. Okay? So MCTR also trying to hold on up. TRAW, guys, yikes. Look at TRAW starting to fade and fall. Let me switch out my camera battery, and we'll be all set, ready to rock. Give me one moment here. All right, traders. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get back to it right here and right now. All right, traders, let's start talking about some very important things here, okay? I want to be able to break this on down, start to finish, and make sure every single person is all set, ready to rock and roll so that we are all good, all right? As I stated, and I'm gonna turn off the music right here because I want to make sure that, you know, we are 100% concentrated on what's coming on up, okay? So, let's just go back to the beginning. This is the time that you have been waiting for. This is the lesson. We are going to break it all on down from start to finish and make sure that you guys are all good. And it really comes on down to that. So, what we have here, traders, is starting on up on Monday. You already know I am going back to a large account. I am opening up a $30,000 trading account over on Cobra Trading, and I am going to be trading it live every single day. Now, again, that's something very important. There's a few very important things that I just stated right there. Number one, let's get down to brass tacks. I am going to be trading it live every single day. There will not be one trade that you do not see. There will not be one entry that you do not see. There will not be one P&L that you guys do not see. I think it is so important. It might be the most important thing out there as someone in my position, as a mentor, as a teacher, as someone who is live streaming for a community, to be showing every single trade. Guys, I don't know. And again, kudos to other people out there. There are people out there that just have a Discord that all they do is type out an alert and say, hey, I'm buying this. And people say, hey, that's great and that's awesome. And they pay, again, $300, $400, $500 a month for just, again, typed out alerts, and you have no idea what's even happening. For me, that's not my style. For me, that's not the way I want to do things. I think I try to put myself in your shoes every single day. And I try to go back. I've been trading now for the last 11 years, but I always try to think back to, again, a new trader or even someone that's just part of this community that says, what would I want? What would I want to see? What would I want to watch? And the thing is, I wouldn't want to pay money every single month to just have someone, again, give me an alert if that's through a text or if that's through, again, a Discord or if that's through, again, a chat where I actually don't see any proof that anything's being done, that I'm not seeing anything actually happen. I think the most important thing is someone is here saying, I want to show you how to trade, that they are doing it in front of you, that they are doing it live, that they are showing in real time. It's 7 a.m. in the morning. You're seeing it at 7 a.m. in the morning. Hey guys, I'm buying the stock right now, NIVF at 568, and you see it's at 568. I want you guys to see my wins. I want you guys to see my losses. I want you guys to see what I do right. I want you guys to see what I do wrong. I think, again, someone in my position, the whole point of it is, yes, to give you 90%, accuracy of how the right way to trade. And also, when I make a mistake, you learn from it. I would rather, again, me make the mistake and you be able to say, oh, hey, Dek made that mistake. I saw what he did right. I saw what he did wrong. Now I can learn from it. Me, again, just posting wins all the time, there's nothing to learn from. Me just posting random alerts over in chat, there's nothing to learn from. Sure, if you just want to copy and hope for the best, that's fine, but that's not the right way to actually be teaching. If someone is not live streaming everything in real time, showing every single entry, every single exit, every single P&L, what are we doing here? So again, that's always my commitment to you. That's always what I'm going to be bringing to the table, showing every single trade coming on up. Now, obviously, with big money, big accounts, big profits, we got to also show all the broker statements and all the P&Ls as well. Now, as you know, yesterday, I came on out and I announced what is the broker that I'm going to be using. Now, traders, I just want to say we had an overwhelming response of positivity. People excited, people looking forward to it, people already, again, taking advantage and signing on up. But we did make a deal with Cobra Trading here where you are going to be able to get a ton. This is the greatest deal that I've seen so far. What we have right now, if you're hearing this, if you're seeing this, if you're listening to this, you are going to be getting, first off, 1 month of free commissions. That means for the moment you sign on up and the moment you fund your account, you have 30 days where you will not be charged anything. You can go ahead and trade. Guys, you better believe that starting up on Monday, I'm going to be trading like a madman. And the reason why I'm going to be trading like a madman is because there's no fee to trade like a madman. I'm going to be going absolutely nuts. I'm going to be going absolutely crazy. Why would I not want to keep every single dollar that I make and not give it away to any sort of commission? So that's going to be insane. Then on top of that here, ladies and gentlemen, we also have 50% off commissions for life. So the thing is, it's the first 1 month, which is 100% free. But then on top of that, it's 50% off commissions for the rest of your life. So that's, again, absolutely incredible. Then we also have 1 month of free software as well, where DOS or Sterling, these are, again, very expensive programs that are going to be giving you for free. Now, on top of that here, traders, I also, again, spoke to them, and they said if you trade over 200,000 shares, 200,000 shares every single month, that also makes it free as well. Now, you might say, Dek, 200,000 shares, that's, again, so much. Guys, if you're trading a smaller play, if you're trading a stock that's, let's say, sub $1 or something along those lines, you could easily surpass that. So again, if you also want to be able to get free platforms every single month, you just have to be able to trade over 200,000 shares. Someone break it on down. If that's, again, over 30 days or 20 days or 10 days, you know, how many shares would you have to get? What's within your price range that you might want to be attacking as well? Now, I'm not saying go ahead and make bad trades or force trades just to get free platform, but at the same time, guys, it is a way that you can be able to get free monthly software every single time. So what we already have here is incredible. And again, Cobra, for anyone who does not know, you are going to be able to short 99. And again, the reason I say 99% is I can never say 100%, but I'm saying you will be able to short 99% of these top gainers every single day. Like, for instance, imagine I want to short TRAW. I see TRAW go on a massive spike. I can bet against it and say it's going to crash all the way back on down. I could say, hey, NIVF right here. NIVF, I saw it goes on a massive spike. I can bet against it and say it's going to come back on down. I mean, take a look at NIVF. Spikes on up, comes back on down. 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 I can go ahead and short this play. I can go ahead and short SHOT if I want to coming on up. MCTR, I could short this play. Every single one of these plays, I can get involved in shorts. And that is what's so incredible. That's what's so amazing. Now there's one big thing that a lot of traders are saying. Well, Dek, I don't have over $25,000. I know, again, Cobra is a premier trader. I know, again, Cobra is one of the best ones out there. I know Cobra, again, has all the shorts. You're giving us free commissions, 50% off software. But, you know, if you don't have over $25,000, guess what? We got you covered. And the reason why we got you covered, because if you have less than $25,000, guess what? We got you set up on Venom. Venom is going to be the next best option. The next best option, which is, again, a sub for Cobra, which is going to be, hey, you're going to get the short locates. Hey, you're going to be able to get involved in every single play that I get involved in. Hey, you're going to be able to get great discounts. So the thing is here, traders, every single person, the reason why I brought this up yesterday, the reason why I'm bringing this up today is so that you can fill out an application, usually takes a day or two, and then on top of that, you guys are going to be all set, ready to go for on Monday. I don't want Monday people saying, oh, Dek, I haven't been approved yet, or hey, Dek, I'm just signing up now. Take the second, sign up now so that you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll. The link is in the description below, but I will also post it right now in chat. So Cobra and Venom trading for shorts and discounts. So this is for shorts and discounts for every single person. This is what I will be using. If you want to trade with everything that I'm doing, you guys will be all set, ready to rock. So make sure you guys take advantage of that right now so that you guys are good. It was such kind of a tough deal to be able to make happen, to get all this stuff for you guys. But at the same time, we were able to make it happen. So guys, you know, super pumped, super happy to make this going. And if you guys have never heard of Cobra Trading before, just heads on up. They were voted the #1 best online broker in 2025, in 2024, in 2023, in 2022, 2021, and 2020. So if you have never heard of them for some reason, they have been voted the #1 best broker for the last 6 years. So make sure you guys go ahead, check it on out. Do not stay with Robinhood. Do not stay with Webull. We are about to get ourselves involved with some very intense trading, guys, some very big trading. You want to use the best of the best, okay? Put yourself with the best. Make sure you guys are all set. Fill out an application right now. There's no harm in filling out an application. Fill it out, get approved, and whenever you're ready, fund your accounts so you guys have the discounts, right? Don't miss the discounts. At least fill out an application, get approved, and you'll have the discounts so when you need them. Sound good? Check it on out now. Now, what I want to do, right? What I want to do at this time is I want to go over all of, again, my shorting strategies. I want to go over the fundamentals of shorting. I want to talk about right now, what is the best way to short? How can we short? How can you short? I want by the end of this lesson, end of this video, end of this stream, that every single person is, again, having that eye-opening moment where they are saying to themselves, wow, I cannot believe I've been missing out on this my entire life. Or again, if you are a person that this might be a little bit of a review, you're saying to yourself, man, this gets me so excited. Hey, Dek, I remember when you first started telling me about shorting and how great it was, because I know for a fact that there is probably 9 out of 10 people who have not discovered shorting yet, that they are in the rut. They are in the rat race. They are struggling every single day where they buy stocks, and guess what? They buy stocks and it falls on them. I know, again, I tell you guys to raise your hand all the time if that's you. How many people buy a stock and it goes in the opposite direction? How many people truly believe that they think that someone out there is watching them? There's a market maker watching them at this time, and they're saying to themselves, every single time I buy a stock, it goes in the opposite direction. It falls. This can't be possible. And the thing is, traders, then you're a great shorter. It's the true fact. If you keep constantly buying at the top, every single time, if you are a person that you buy and you lose, you buy and you lose, you buy and you lose, what if I say, instead of clicking that buy button, you just click that sell button first? That means, again, don't do anything different. Just click that sell button first. You're being excellent. So understand, stock trading is like sports. You might not be the greatest football player, but you could be great at baseball, or maybe badminton, or maybe swimming, or maybe track and field, or maybe whatever, soccer. Same exact thing with stock trading. Hey, Dek, I've been losing options every single day for the last 3 years. Okay, let's go ahead and get something different here. Let's learn how to bet against these companies. Because at the end of the day here, traders, it doesn't matter what stock it is. When we are looking at plays that are sub, let's say $10, 99% of them are going to spike and fall and fade. Spike and fall and fade. Spike and fall and fade. Sure, in our mind, we think of like that ultimate treasure hunt where we say, what if I buy a stock that's $5 and it runs up to $150? Guys, that's incredible. I've been trading now for 11 years. Guess what? I've maybe seen 2 to 3 plays ever do that. The most recent one that actually turned into a great play was Palantir. Palantir was a great company. I remember seeing Palantir when it was all the way back on down towards, $10 or so. Palantir was a great stock. It was all the way down to $16, and it slowly grinded and moved on up over year after year after year, up to $132. I mean, this was a great company. This is one of the rare cases. But let's again just not even pick let's not pick plays that I know of. Let's just pick top gainers of today. Let's just go over to a larger time frame. Let's go over to a weekly or even monthly time frame. Let's go weekly here. And again, Palantir, you can see this went from a penny stock to an absolutely incredible company. But let's just look at all these others, all the top gainers today. NIVF. NIVF has gone from $600 to $5 over the last few years. Let's go over to TRAW. Has gone from $24 to $2. Let's take a look over on RSLS. RSLS has gone from multiple reverse stock splits all the way back on down to $6. Let's go over to RNEB, from $4 down to 39 cents. Let's go over to SHOT, even where it opened up at $1.50, spiked up to $7, back on down to 32 cents. SUNN has gone from $6 down towards $1. Let's go over to SOAR. Guys, can you guys see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what stock I pick. Nearly every single one of these small penny stocks is garbage. Get that through your head right now. Yes, every morning we again look for hot stocks that are going to spike on up purely off of what? Momentum. Purely off of momentum. We look for plays that are running and ripping and spiking off of hot news and off of momentum. But the moment that hot news and that momentum dies on off, everyone leaves that play, gives up on that play, and say, you know what? I don't care about it. Sure, in the second, in the moment, everyone loves stock XYZ. Oh, stock XYZ is my favorite. It's the best play in the world. But then guess what happens? Everyone leaves XYZ and it just comes crashing all the way back on down. You want to do a fun little experiment? Fun little experiment is, let's take a look at all of the previous top gainers every single day, right? Monday's top gainer, LYRA, was up 310%. Let's see what it does. LYRA, 310%. Let's go back to this play and let's see what happened. LYRA went from, again, $4.66, spiked up to $40, and then came all the way back down to $20. You will notice that nearly every single day, the top gainers previously usually turn into top losers as they just fade and fall. You will also notice even top gainers in pre-market usually turn into top losers as, again, they have spikes and then they usually, again, fade and fall. For instance, like TRAW. A lot of times, your psychology, your visual, your mind is going to play a trick on you. Your trick is going to be what? Is going to be, stock has gone up. It must be a great play. Stock has gone up. It's gone from $1 to $5. Oh, let me buy in. It must be from $5 now all the way up towards $10. No, if a stock goes from $1 to $5 and has spiked up 500%, most likely it now has a target on its back where people are going to take profits and people are going to short it. If you are late to trading, you are going to be the person that's only selling, or you're going to be a person that's buying someone else's position at the bottom. You must realize that your eyes are going to play tricks on you in the stock market. You see a stock that goes on a massive spike, and guess what you say to yourself? Man, this must be a great company. I see a stock go on a massive spike. Wow, everyone's making money but me. I can't wait to buy in. That's the worst thing you can do, because now you're buying at the top, might go up a little bit, and then comes crashing back on down. Does this sound like the story of your stock trading career? So when it comes down to buying, we have to be in first. Be in first. I always tell you every single day, it's all about placing the odds in your favor. If I see a stock spike up 100%, what are the odds that they're going to spike up another 100%? What are the odds that it's going to fall back on down 100%? Traders, the chances are that it's going to get weaker before it continues to get stronger. That's why, again, when we take a look that's like TRAW on a stock that goes on this very big spike, there's a great chance it's going to give a whole lot back. A lot of people ask me the same question every single day. They say, Dek, how in the world do you find the number one best play every single morning? And again, the simple answer for anyone who does not know is the best play every single morning does usually come on out from what is the stock that has the best news. If the best news is NIVF right here, if the best news is TRAW, if the best news is, of course, alerted towards me, so I have it. I always look at what is the best play of the morning, usually the stock that has the best news. And again, learning news and finding news, that's going to be a different lesson. But at the same time here, traders, you really do have to say to yourself, okay, hey, there is a total of 10,000 stocks available in the stock market. There's 10,000 stocks available in the stock market. How are you supposed to find the one best big breakout? It's not easy. Yes, I already give you the answer. You got to study news, find news, use again the Fox Runner news scanner, make sure you're all set, ready to go. But at the same time here, traders, you know what's very simple? It's very simple to wake up right now at the time of 9:56, stretch out your arms and say, oh, all right, what's the best, play of today? All right, NIVF. NIVF, guys, that's the one I'm going to short. It's up 233%. That's the one that's going to be the best short for me coming on up. I take a look over on NIVF, and I'm probably already saying, yep, this is going to be a great shorting opportunity. I know it's a penny stock. I know the stock's not going to hold up its gains. Stock spikes on up, gave all its gains back. Spike on up, gave all its gains back. Spike on up, gave all its gains back. Spike on up, gave all of its gains back. Spike on up. There's a great chance that this stock is going to give back all of its gains. What has this stock done over in its history? This stock, let's just go back, as I stated, to like a weekly time frame. Stock was all the way up at $600. It's now down to $5. If you do not know, in the Labor Bureau of Statistics, we do have that the majority of companies within its first 2 to 4 years fail. 80% of new companies with between 2 to 4 years are going to fail. I know we look at NIVF and we think of it as a stock, but really NIVF is a company. And if you take a look at this, it looks like NIVF is failing. If you take a look at this, it looks like NIVF is falling. So remember when I said let's place the odds in our favor? Why would I not? If I know that 80% of these companies are going to fail over time, and I take a look at NIVF's past chart history pattern, I see spike and dump and spike and dump, and I see spike and dump, and I see spike and dump, why am I saying, oh, this stock looks like it's going to go on a big time spike here soon? No one says that. But again, the thing is, like, for some reason, that's what we do. It's not like NIVF here. Okay, 80%, or let's go back over to TRAW. Oh, hey, TRAW. We know, again, 80% of these companies are going to fade and fall. Anything that spikes on up is usually just from a hot press release. Again, brings buyers on in. Everyone gets greedy. They like it for the second. It has a target on its back now. Shorters bring it back on down. Every single day, it's the same thing. Traders, if I, again, close my eyes, and I'm going to be very blunt with you. If I close my eyes and I just pick a random play, right? Sure, it's a 50-50. But what if I, again, can place the odds in my favor? You ever hear of card counters before? You ever hear of those traders that go, or those gamblers that go to casinos and they sit down at the blackjack table and they wait till the deck gets hot. They wait for a high count. They have, again, someone give them a signal if that's scratching their eye or, again, removing their hat or whatever. And then, again, the big player walks in, puts big money on down just so they can have the small advantage, just so they can have the small edge. Well, team, the best card counters in the world basically get the odds to like 51-49. Like they get a 1% advantage, maybe a 2% advantage. Traders, I'm sorry if you're a card counter, but to do all of that work for a 1% advantage, you must be absolutely out of your mind. You must be absolutely crazy. Because the thing is, when people say, oh, Dek, you're just gambling every single day. Am I gambling or am I the house? Am I the tourist or am I the house? If I see again that 80% of these stocks are going to fade and fall over time, and every single time they spike on up, they just come crashing back on down, and they're only spiking because they are a low float stock that has quick little news, and after again the news dries on up, and once it starts fading and falling, it's going to crash, am all of a sudden it's a 50-50 anymore? Or is this maybe a 60-40? Is this maybe a 70-30? Is this maybe an 80-20? Right? I've shown this video multiple times, but a lot of people, you can't sit here and say, oh, Dek, when you were shorting your big account back in 2021, you were just getting lucky. Was I really getting lucky? Again, this is a live login to my brokerage account here. Live login to my brokerage account, putting my password, all that stuff. Did I get lucky when I made $552,000 on a year? Was that 12 months of luck? Was it lucky that, again, I show every single year-to-date P&L right here, and you guys see 23,000, 104,000, 135,000. I had 2 red months, 2,000 and 11,000. I had a $121,000 win. I had a $135,000 win. I had a $104,000 win. Or am I, again, just using the odds in my favor? Am I saying to myself, these are bad companies? Anything that spikes on up is just short-lived, short burst of momentum, right? We could take a look at a lot of these press releases here today. For instance, a press release that came on out here today, ESLA. ESLA traders came on out. It's a low float stock, means there's a low float. It means there's low shares available to the public. When you see a press release, it now gives us a reason of buying on these plays. When there's a low supply, stock goes on a very quick spike. But we know, again, this is like Wolf of Wall Street stuff. People are, again, just trying to make a quick dollar, and once they get their dollar, they sell and they move on. ESLA came out with a press release this morning. Guess what happens? It's not a good company, but it had a reason for traders to buy it. And we know, again, a lot of people love buying low float stocks with press releases, and ESLA went on a very hard spike. ESLA, guys, went on a quick rip and a quick run, and again, ESLA went from $1 and spiked all the way up to $2. Awesome. But then again, this big upper shadow formed. And then again, it came crashing all the way back on down. ESLA is not a good company. It just had a quick little hit where people wanted to get involved in it, and then they move on from it, and that's it, right? We see the same exact thing on all of these plays. TRAW. TRAW comes out with compelling efficiency data, showing that it has good efficiency, good compelling. It shows that it's working on its drug. And guess what? People say, oh, wow, that's a low float stock, smaller price. Go ahead. Could be a bargain price. Then again, people buying over on TRAW saying, wow, it has a great drug data. Stock goes from $1, spikes up towards $5. People say, wow, this is amazing. Yeah, I just made, again, 300% though. I'm taking my profits. Yeah, I'm taking my profits. I'm taking my profits. Everyone moves on from this play. You can't fall in love with stocks that are sub $10. You must understand it is just one greedy business that it comes on down a first come, first serve on the upside. And the moment that everyone's happy with their gains, they come crashing all the way back on down on the opposite side. It's the same exact thing. Here's the spike on up on RSLS. Here's the crash back on down on RSLS, right? If we just go through a lot of these top gainers, KPRX right here. KPRX goes from $3, spikes up to $7. People get very happy. They make their money. Then everyone sells it on off and looks for the next play, right? That's all it is. I've given the example before, and I like giving this analogy where it comes on down to if you want to think about like a sci-fi movie. So I usually think about 2 different examples here. I think about like a sci-fi movie, and the sci-fi is basically this, right? You ever see the movie Independence Day? Independence Day with Will Smith, that's kind of the one that comes to my mind. We have planet Earth right here. Lovely planet, beautiful. Got your blues and your greens, and again, it's a great looking planet, planet Earth, right? Now, in that movie, for anyone who does not know, there is a group of aliens. These little aliens do not like other planets. So what do? They fly around, they find a different planet, and then guess what they do? They suck up all the resources they want, and then they blow it up, and they go to the next planet. And then again, they find another planet, they suck up all the resources, they blow it up, then they go to the next planet. And eventually in the movie, they come to Earth and, they try to destroy Earth. But that's almost how, again, a lot of these day traders work. Traders, you might see a press release on Twitter or StockTwits or Discord or wherever, and you say, wow, this press release is amazing. But really, at the end of the day, all it is a group of, again, traders trying to suck up all the profits, suck up all the resources, and once again, it maxes on out, we blow it up, and we go to the next one. Isn't that what we did over on KPRX? KPRX comes out with a hot press release. Let's get as much money as we can. Okay, I'm happy. I'm moving on from it. Blow it up. Go to the next one. Right? Guess what we do over on TRAW? We take up all the profits. We're happy with it. We blow it up. We go to the next one. But if you're a person that's just staying on the planet, if you're a person that's staying on the stock, guess what? You're going down with it. So you cannot fall in love with these penny stocks. You must understand it's all momentum based. It's all hype based. So as I've talked about that, let's start getting into this little PowerPoint presentation here. This is a PowerPoint that some of you guys may have, again, noticed or seen, but I want to go over absolutely everything so that you guys are all good going forward. Because as I've stated before in the past, if you guys are, of course, excited about Monday, I want to hit the ground running with my large account. I do not, and I will not, again, sit here on Monday and do more lessons. I want to make sure we're using today and tomorrow to go into every single lesson that we need, teaching you about this and understanding it and getting the right mindset, so again we can actually start trading right away. Every single person right now should have filled out that application to go ahead and have Cobra or Venom, which either or, because your broker most likely is not allowing shorts. Okay? If you have Robinhood, you're not shorting with us. If you have TD Ameritrade, you're not shorting with us. If you guys have, again, anything like that, you're not shorting with us. Cobra or Weeble. We have Cobra or Venom trading. Those are the two that you guys got to be using right now. Sign up that application. Number 2, of course, we start off on Monday so that we're all set, but I want to make sure that we cover everything. So let's go to the fundamentals right now. Let's understand how this works, how this is going to be working for every single trader, and how we can be able to make the most amount of money for everyone right here. Let me just make sure that we are all good for every trader. All right, awesome. Bang, bang, bang. Let's bring this on over. And let's dive into this a little bit more. So, shorting. What is shorting? Shorting, simply enough, is just going to be betting against these companies. And I'm actually going to move myself to the other side of this because I believe a lot of the information is on the right side. So make myself a little bit smaller just in case. But let's go into this and let's go ahead and break this on down. So what we have right here is shorting. Traders, to be frank with you, when I first started stock trading, I went through a lot of different strategies trying to find out what works. I basically, at first, my first year and a half, all I did was buy breakouts. But I realized if I was not first, I ended up losing. And no one wants that. No one wants to be the person that's buying at the top and, again, getting crushed. No one wants to be the person that FOMO's in. FOMO is the fear of missing out, where you see a stock going up higher and higher and higher, and then you jump on in. Where you may have experienced FOMO before is maybe like in a Bitcoin craze. Has anyone ever seen Bitcoin go up to, let's say, when it was at like 50,000, then it goes up to 75,000, then it goes up to 100,000, and then you buy it at 100,000 and it crashes back down to 70,000, right? And it's like, man, why did I bought it at the very tippity top? Now, I think Bitcoin's a great investment. I think Bitcoin is going to be going up over time. But I'm just trying to use that as an example of FOMO. Basically, you see a stock going on up, or you're seeing an investment going on up. You see it going higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. And then you say to yourself, man, all right, I'm buying it. And the moment you buy it is the moment it falls back on down. FOMO and emotions are very tough to be able to control. It's not easy to be able to understand and how to be able to, combat that. So the thing is, if you keep falling into your emotions, and you got to get involved in a play, understand these are not good companies. As we said, they come crashing back on down. So how does shorting essentially work? Shorter sellers borrow stock from a broker. Short seller immediately sells the stock on the market. Short selling buys the stock back from the market. Short seller returns the borrowed stock from the broker. I know that sounds confusing. Traders, in all honesty, and I'm just going to be very blunt and simple, all you got to do is press the short button on, again, your broker. You're betting against the company. Then again, to get out of the play, you click the buy button. You're out of it. How it essentially works, though, if you guys want to follow along right here, is that you are doing what? Short seller borrows a stock from the broker. So this is you right here. You are going to locate shares. You're going to ask your broker, hey, can I go ahead and can I short stock XYZ? Your broker, right, is then going to say, yes, you have to pay a fee or whatever. Here are the shorts that you can do it. The short seller enters onto the stock, okay? The short seller then, of course, as the stock falls, buys back the shares, aka we get in on the play, then we get out of the play. So again, the stock went from $5 and fell down to $4. Now, when we return these shares back to the broker, it would be the same exact thing as if we bought it from $4 and went up towards $5. So really, all we're doing as a trader is we're saying, hey, broker, can I go ahead and short this play? The broker says, yes, go ahead and short it. We get in at $5. It falls down to $4. When we give it to the broker, they basically just reverse it. $4 to $5. Here's the profit. Please note that. If you, again, buy 1,000 shares on a stock that goes from $4 to $5, you make $1,000 in profit. If, again, you go from $5 to $4 with 1,000 shares, you also make $1,000 in profit. You do not make more shorting. You do not make less shorting. But shorting can be more predictable. Why could it be more predictable? There are many different chart patterns and strategies that will allow us to be able to see that. And also, as we know, 80% of penny stocks are going to fade over time. So regardless, I'm not trying to sit here and say, well, just keep holding your short forever, because there will be short squeezes. But at the same time, I will say, over time, 80% of these companies are going to fade, especially once hype moves on from them. Once the hype, leaves them, these plays are going to start fading and falling and crashing and dropping right back on down. So, what do we have here, traders? Why would I short? As we talked about, these are not good, credible companies. These are going to be plays that are going to fade and fall over time. They are not just stocks. They are businesses actually trying to produce a profit. And regardless, a lot of these plays are not going to be able to hold on up. Okay? Now, as you could see, we think of XYZ. We think of stock ABC. We think of stock DEF as, wow, this stock right here just came on out with amazing drug trials. This company right here just came out with a partnership with, again, this huge company. This company right here, this is the next big thing in space engineering aerodynamics. But traders, if you actually go over to Yahoo Finance, let's actually take a look at, one of these plays. Let's just do this really quickly here. Let's go over to, let's take a look over on NIVF, excuse me. And let's go over to profile. Some of them could be big, but let's just go over to this. So we can go over to NIVF, and obviously it could sound very important. Let's see, number of full-time employees, 76. 76 isn't bad, full-time employees. You're actually going to look at a lot of top gainers, and you're going to see, okay, how many employees does it have? It'll be 3. It'll be 2. Right? Let's go TRAW. Let's see if we can find that. Profile right here. How many, again, employees does TRAW have? 6 full-time employees. Okay. So is this still, again, that amazing company in your eyes? Because then TRAW right here, this stock, it sounds pretty good, doesn't it? You see TRAW come out with news this morning. You read the description. You say, TRAW, this is a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company developing small molecule oral product candidates for respiratory viral diseases and cancer. Whoa, this company knows what they're doing, huh? Well, obviously, guys, we got Charles David Puzza, who is the Chief Scientific Officer of Virology. We have, again, the CMO right here, Robert Doctor with his MD. Guys, there are 6 people that work at this company. So I know sometimes we think, oh, wow, I'm investing into, again, TRAW, Charles Pharma Inc. But at the same exact time, if you actually, again, go ahead and do some research on what this company actually is, you're actually, again, looking at, okay, hey, let's go ahead and this is what it is. It's a shed, right? It's a shed with 5 people working inside there on their laptops. A lot of the times, the companies that you think, oh, wow, I can't wait to invest into these companies, they're nothing. Which is why they all do come crashing back on down. The fact that these low float stocks go on these huge spikes are gifts, because we know they're not going to hold. We know that these plays are not going to be able to go on any sort of big rips and runs and actually hold their gains. They're all going to fade. They're all going to drop. They go on these pops and then they come crashing back on down. And even if I say that a million more times, I want this to be embedded in your mind. Now, is there maybe a time a stock goes from $1 to $5? And then it goes a little bit higher up to $10? Sure, but it'll come crashing back on down. I am not sitting here again and saying hold these plays absolutely forever. But what I am saying is that these plays are not going to hold their gains in long terms, especially stocks that are low floats. Low floats are plays that are going to go on huge rips and come crashing right back on down. So why would you want to go ahead and start shorting? Well, make your weaknesses your strengths. Isn't that a great thing, guys? If you are a person that's constantly chasing the high, why not, again, allow yourself to say, you know what? Let me go ahead and start shorting these plays instead. Traders, for some reason or another, I always get this on Twitter, or I get this on Stock Twits every now and then, where I say, hey guys, I'm shorting this. And some random person, Taco Bob 584 username, says, Dek, that's so morally wrong. You're betting against the company. You're jumping on these stocks and you're making money as the stock falls. It's guys, you're only buying the stock. This is coming from the same exact person that is just buying the stock because it came out with a hot press release. It went up 10% and they took their profit. You don't care about the company. You, again, just try to get greedy and made a 10% profit. If you cared about the company, you would have held on for the next year, 2 years, 3 years. You're just trying to ride the momentum coattails. Again, I don't want anyone to lose on the upside. I'm not hoping, again, people lose on the upside. I want to be able to buy stocks still on the upside. But I'm just saying, it's all momentum based. The moment momentum leaves, it's going to come right back down to where it is. I'm not, again, hoping people lose on the upside. I'm just saying, I know that these plays are going to turn and fade and fall as they all do. Why not be able to make profits on a predictable level? So, these plays right here, as they spike on up, let's go ahead and make our weaknesses our strengths. Stop chasing, start shorting. New traders rely too much on visual confirmation. We, again, stare at top gainers, see a stock up so big, and then say, that must be the best spike of the day, I'm buying it. That's the wrong time to buy. You are, again, at the very tippity top, right? So, pros, it's easier to find a stock later than it is earlier. If you wake up and say, how can I find the best stock of the day? How can I find the best spike, the best mover, the best ripper, the best runner? How can I find that best mover? Traders, how do I find a short? Look at the number one top gainer every single day. What's going to be my best short? NIVF. Haven't we again been talking about NIVF this whole entire video so far? What did I tell you on NIVF? NIVF here, guys, this was going to spike and dump, and ladies and gentlemen, it spiked and dumped. Can we again bring up those old photos that we were just showing at the very beginning of this, where we even talked about this is most likely a head and shoulders pattern? Do you guys see that we have a spike, left shoulder, come back on down, spike head, come back on down, spike right shoulder? So before I even did, this lesson, we were talking about where would be great entries. Great entries would be at $6, the left shoulder. Great entry would be at, again, $6.20 at the head, and a stop loss would be if it ever broke through the head. A head and shoulders pattern looks exactly like this, right? Where we have left shoulder, head, right shoulder, sell off. Pretty cool, right? Here's again, shoulder, head, shoulder, sell off. Shoulder, head, shoulder, sell off, right? You can see shoulder, head, shoulder, sell off. Every single one of these, it shows massive predictability. Traders, I'm sorry if you're a blackjack card counter trying to get 51% odds, where again, you have a 49% chance of losing. If I see something that looks like this, I'm 80-20, 80% chance of winning, 20% chance of losing. I'm taking a look over at NIVF and I'm saying, look at this here, ladies and gentlemen. Head and shoulders pattern stands on up. Let's get after it. We're going to be going over some chart pattern setups just like this to be able to find our predictability. But this is, again, what I want you guys to learn, placing the odds in your favor. If I realize and I know, hey guys, I see old spiking high, old spiking high, old spiking high, head and shoulders pattern is starting to form, I can go ahead and enter here to go ahead and get that money all the way on the downside. If it ever did start breaking on out, I'm only losing a very small amount. I'm winning a massive amount all the way back on down. That is what's so amazing and so incredible. Why not be able to have the opinion or the option or the availability to go ahead and short? Why not have the chance to be able to go? I'm not saying, guys, turn your whole entire shorting into life. I'm not saying, again, short a 100 out of 100 plays. But why not be able to have two different options, right? I would rather have two different options. Right? Let's imagine what if someone came up to you and said, hey, would you like to have two different cars? Let's go ahead and have a fun little sports car, and let's go ahead and have, let's say, a bigger truck all-wheel drive in case it snows. Sure. Sports cars on nice days, weekends, bigger truck. If I need to move something or if it snows, I can go ahead and use that. If I could go be an MLB pitcher and I could throw with my right hand and I could throw with my left hand, there's no con in that. There's no con. And again, if I go ahead and I have a right hand batter, I can throw lefty. It's going to mess him up a little more. I have a left hand batter. Guess what? I can go righty and I can throw it to him a little bit more. Why not be able to use both sides? Why not be able to have two different cars? Why not have two different options? Right? I would rather have that. If I can make money on the upside, I want to make money on the downside as well. So, head and shoulders pattern, absolutely beautiful. Guess what? This was an easy target. Instead of me, as I stated, saying, oh, guys, what is going to be the best play of today? I don't know. Again, there's 1 out of 10,000 plays, which is going to be the best. Instead, I just look at NIVF and I say, well, it's up 200%. It's probably not going to hold its gains. Oh, look at that. It's a head and shoulders pattern. I can make money on the downside. Guys, this is not 51, 49%. This is 80, 20 at this point. You know what I mean? So, that's what we love about this so far. Let's keep this party going. All right. Now, let's be honest here, traders. Let's be frank with each other. What is the biggest fear? What is the number one complaint I get when I say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and short? People say this. They say, Dek, numbers go up forever. You cannot hold this play because, again, you can blow up your account. You have to know that. You have to understand that. Numbers do go up forever. But I'm also going to, again, put a little rebuttal to this. Let's think about this. Let's think about the con. If I buy a stock, let's say, again, I go ahead and I get involved on a stock that's at $5, okay? Stock is moving its way on up. I buy a stock, it's at the price of $5 right here. Okay? Now let's say the stock starts coming back on down. What's the most money that I could lose? If I put in $5,000 into this trade, and again, the stock goes all the way back on down to the price of $0. What's the most amount of money I could lose? I could lose $5,000. I would lose again the money that I put in. I put in $5,000, I lose $5,000. Okay. Now what do people argue with shorting? Shorting is that if I go ahead and short and I bet that it's going to fall, but let's say hypothetically, it just keeps going on up. Guess what? If I put in $5,000 and it goes up to $10, guess what? I lose $5,000. So I just lost my account. Well, what if it goes up to $11? What if it goes up to $12? Well, that doesn't happen anymore. But what used to happen is that you would go into debt. And now you actually owe $1,000 for a $10, and you would owe another $1,000 for so you're at $7,000. And if it goes up again, you owe up another $1,000. This does not happen anymore. But this used to be the fear. Now you might say, well, Dek, why doesn't it happen anymore? Well, a lot of brokers now have restrictions. They will liquidate your account. Most brokerages are going to liquidate your account if you end up losing more than 80% of your account on a trade or 80% of that investment. So really at the end of the day, if a stock goes from $0 to $5 and you jump in on it and you hold it until it goes to $0, first things first is you have no discipline, you have no stop loss, and again, you just blew up your account. You're not a good trader if a stock goes from 0 to 5, 5 to 0, and you keep on holding the whole entire time. Okay, let's just kind of put that out there. Now, at the same note, if a stock goes from $0 to $5 and then goes to $5 and $10, it's also the same exact thing. You didn't have a stop loss, you didn't have any sort of discipline. The stock again squeezed you on out, and you ended up taking a very big loss, right? Regardless, you can lose money on the upside. You can lose money on the downside. The only argument I guess, people would say is, oh, stocks can go up forever. But the thing is, your brokers are now going to liquidate you even if that did happen. Even if it did keep on going higher, your broker is going to automatically get you out so you don't go into any sort of debt in sort of that way. So this is kind of like an old argument that would happen like back in 2016 before, again, they started putting those restrictions. Now, again, if you end up keep holding too high, too long, guess what? Your broker is just going to get you out regardless. And regardless, you're supposed to have, as we already know, stop losses. You get out here, you get out here. That's going to be fine. But here's like an old story. Here's an old story that did happen, traders. I believe this was from 2000. Yeah, so this was back in 2015. This was 10 years ago. And this is what, again, people would always be fearful of. Help. My short position got crushed. I now owe E-Trade $106,000. So what we have here is a man named Joe Campbell. He put in $37,000 into a stock. Overnight, it came out with news, and now he owes $106,000. So again, as we stated, what would happen in nowadays? Nowadays, if a stock again comes on out with news, you would still be liquidated. You'd be getting out of that play. Your broker would get you out. Confirm with your broker. Don't just trust my word on it. Talk to your broker. Talk to your financial advisor. Talk to make sure, again, you're 100% if that ever did happen. Now, again, my rule of thumb, and this is my rule of thumb with most plays here, is do not hold overnight. I do not hold overnight on shorts because, again, it is still fearful that even if, again, you're saying, well, Dek, you can't go into debt. I still don't want to blow up my account. I still don't want to, again, say, oh, I'm going in, I'm going to hold this play, and all of a sudden news does come on out, and all of a sudden I get squeezed on out. Regardless, I still want to be safe. I still want to be smart. I'm sitting here talking about how great shorting is, but at the same time here, ladies and gentlemen, I'm also not going to be a person that says, short, hold forever, no issues are going to happen. No, a stock could come out with news, you could get squeezed out. Stock could come out with news, you could blow up your account. I don't think you're going to go into debt. Obviously, your broker is going to definitely manage it. Obviously, again, talk to them and make sure you guys are safe and smart. But at the same time, this used to be the old argument 10 years ago. This no longer happens. So let's get into the good stuff. The good stuff is going to be the shorting strategies. Everyone sticking with me right now? Hey guys, if I'm again opening your eyes to some of these plays real quickly, can you guys smash that thumbs on up for me? Can you guys hit the subscribe button? If you guys are again learning a lot, if you guys are getting disciplined, if you guys are saying, all right, hey Dek, teach me these shorting strategies. If you guys are ready for this, go ahead and smash that thumbs up for me right now. All right, let's keep this party going. So, hands down, one of the easiest cheat codes in how to be able to short stocks is saying short the upper shadows. And upper shadow forms, you are going to be able to know when a stock is going to turn and fall. Upper shadows show weakness. Upper shadow shows that a stock cannot hold up its gains, and an upper shadow is going to show that a reversal is going to be coming up in the near future. Here are some examples right here, team. You could see upper shadow forms, stock turns and falls. Upper shadow forms, stock turns and falls. Upper shadow forms, stock turns and falls. Let's take a look over on maybe today. I don't want to even, like, these are not pictures I have stored on up. Let's just take a look at today. Are there any times that an upper shadow forms and the stock again turns and falls, right? So let's just make this a little bit bigger over on NIFV. What do we have here, traders? Here's an upper shadow. Stock spiked, upper shadow formed. The next, again, 5 candles are red. Here's a big upper shadow. Stock forms, upper shadow. Next, again, like 20 candles are red. Here's, again, an upper shadow. Stock forms, gets an upper shadow. Next, again, big candles are red, right? What else do we have here? Let's just, I'm going through some of these top gainers, right? Top gainers here on this day. TRAW, right? Take a look. You can realize that these upper shadows, upper shadows, upper shadow, upper shadow, these upper shadows are showing that you're near a top. Now, it doesn't mean 100% you're going to fade and fall. No, but it does show that, of course, you have weakness where there's great odds that the stock is going to turn and fall, where there's great odds where the stock is going to get weaker, where you can see at nearly every single peak, there's always some sort of upper shadow, right? At nearly every single top, there's always some sort of upper shadow that's going to be giving us an indication that this is most likely going to be where the top of the flag is going to be, where the top of the stock's going to be. And again, the easy childish example that I always like to give is going to be, again, climbing Mount Everest, right? You guys have probably heard this example from me before in the past. But what I always do is you climb Mount Everest. When you get to the very top of Mount Everest, what do? You put a flag at the top. You let everyone know, I have accomplished it. I have, again, climbed Mount Everest. I am at the top of the world. I've done it. Woohoo! And then guess what you do? After you get to the top, you can't go any higher. So now you go back on down. What is this basically showing us? What's basically showing us is we are at the top of the mountain. When we are at the top of the mountain, we have the upper shadow. When we're at the top of the mountain, we are showing us, okay, it's now time to go back on down. On NIVF, guess what? We are at the top of the mountain right here. Top of the mountain, we come back on down. Top of the mountain, we come back on down. Top of the mountain, we come back on down. It's one of the easiest ways every single day to know, all right, hey, we are at the tippity top, right? BMEA spikes on up. We're at the top of the mountain. There's a great chance that coming up in the future, we're going to turn and reverse. I'm just going through the top gainers of today. EYEN, top of the mountain, you start reversing back on down. RSLS, not really that big of an upper shadow, but you can definitely still get the idea. Look at KPRX right here. KPRX. Again, these are just top gainers today. This is not me going through like a history book and saying, oh, guys, these are the ones you guys have to look at. This is just me literally looking at the top gainers today and showing you, oh, wow, upper shadow. Climb the mountain, fall back on down. So now, again, are we doing 51% to 49%? Hey, Dek, how do I find these plays? Well, again, they're top gainers. How do I know when to short? Upper shadow forms. Upper shadow forms. Stock again falling, fading, dropping all the way back on down. Using the right broker that's going to allow you to short. Stock is going to have great odds in your favor. We are having 70-30s, 80-20s, 80% chance of reward, 20% chance of risk. And remember, if I enter, let's say, on this upper shadow, I enter here, right? I have all this room to be able to fall. Just place a stop loss at the high of the day. Stop loss at the high of the day here now. Guess what? There's my stop. Guess what? Here's my entry. Stop loss, stock is forming, has room to be able to fade, has room to be able to fall. As, of course, we get involved in this play, what do we have? We do have room that if it ever starts spiking back on up, we could lose. We could lose here. And let's say, hypothetically, we could lose $200. If the stock spikes on up, breaks on out, we could lose $200. But what if, again, we jump on in with the upper shadow and it works, as you guys can see right here? That's a whole lot more than $200. That could be, again, potentially $2,000. So you're telling me I have 10-to-1 risk and reward? 10-to-1? Right? This is a hypothetical play here. But you can see how we could put the odds in our favor, and you could see how we can win more than we lose. How many people here win, but when you win $100, and when you lose $800? How many people here win $50 and then lose $1,000? How many people here win $500, but when you lose $4,000? You're in the rut. You're in the wrong side of momentum. You're in the wrong way of trading. You're, again, completely doing it wrong. Right? So I want to make sure you, again, are aware of every single one of these plays so that you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll. All right. So, again, I'm even taking a look over on the YouTube chat at this moment. Right? YouTube chat. And I'm curious, Gerald, again, because I know I'm doing the slide for you right here. So, again, Gerald comes on over and says, boo, F shorts, F shorting. This is, again, sometimes what I get every now and then. Why? I'm asking you. I'm not trying to I'm putting you on the spot. Why? Why would you say F shorting when it's more predictable? You make just as much money. The answer is given to you. You have upper shadows. All these penny stocks fade and fall. Why don't you like it? Why? So the thing is, that's it. Like, there's no way. There's no answer. People always do what? People always just say, well, I like buying stocks. Buying stocks is what I like. Buying stocks is fun. It's like, hey, if you want to, guys, you can buy, but I'll tell you this right now. If you have been buying stocks for the last 6 months and you're not a full-time stock trader, you're doing something wrong. If you have been buying stocks, and again, sometimes I get people sign up to TradeCaster to watch me, and they say, Dek, I don't need to watch any beginning lessons. I've been trading for like 5 years. And I say, great. So you're a full-time stock trader? And they say, I haven't won any money yet. I'm still in the red, but I feel like it's on the horizon. I've been trading for the last 5 years, and I kind of just go up and down. Okay, so you're not really doing anything right. If you have been trading for the last 5 years and you're not a full-time stock trader yet, there's something wrong. That's like saying, hey, you know what? I hired a personal trainer. I hired a personal trainer. I'm 300 pounds. I hired him 5 years ago, and I'm still 300 pounds. There might be something wrong with your personal trainer. There might be something wrong with your diet. There might be something wrong that would be going on here. So I want to make sure that you guys think, that you guys are you guys know what's actually happening over on these plays here, right? I want to make sure that you guys are gauging it. So let's go ahead and go into more trading strategies other than just taking a look at these upper shadows here. So what else do we have here? Upper shadows. We also have shorting previous top gainers. Look for stocks that have spiked over a 90 on the RSI. Look for stocks that have spiked for 3 days in a row or more. Look for stocks that have large overextended moves. So again, a lot of times, traders, every single day, I will go over to Fox Runner. I'll scroll on down to the bottom of the news alerts, and then I'll just look at these. Friday's top gainers or Monday's top gainers. These are yesterday's top gainers. Now, it's not every single one is going to be a great short, but a lot of them will be great shorts. So let's just take a look at some of these, right? Let's just see what we have here. Number one, let's go to LYRA. LYRA was a great short yesterday. Had a big time spike up towards, again, $36, crashed all the way down to $20, fell 16 bucks. Right now, it's actually getting a little bit more of a dip buy after having such a big red candle yesterday. So this isn't really like a top gainer that held its gains. It's more of a stock that gapped on up and came crashing back on down. That will actually be our next strategy. Let's take a look at, maybe some of these. MODV. MODV right here. What did MODV do? Guys, this is more what I'm talking about. MODV was a stock that went on a big time spike. But what did it turn into? Now it's turning into a big time dump. Now it's turning into a play that's gone from 340 down towards 160. Let's take a look at, maybe BNAI. BNAI stock went from, again, 37 cents up to 56 cents, now back down to 43 cents, right? Let's take a look over on, just other ones, right? VERA stock was, again, a top gainer. Now it's, again, turning into a big red candle. And you can do this every single day. Just click the calculator or the calendar, excuse me, not the calculator, calendar. And again, go back to the previous day here, scroll on down. You can look at all of these previous top gainers. This is Friday's top gainers of last week, right? BMGL spiked up 484%. BMGL spiked up 484%. Stock went on a massive rip. Guess what it's doing right now? It's coming crashing all the way back on down, right? BMGL, this was a top gainer from 2 days ago, went on a massive spike, comes crashing all the way back on down, right? BSLK, stock goes on a massive spike, then it comes crashing all the way back on down. Stock had a big gap up, then comes crashing all the way back on down. So again, another easy way to just be able to find, the answers is just say to yourself, hey, let's look at previous stocks that went on very big spikes and rips and runs. Another great way to be able to do it is just to also, one of my favorites is shorting pre-market top gainers. Shorting the stock that have the biggest spikes in pre-market every day. Hands down, the most profitable way and consistent way to make money shorting. Very simple and easy way to trade. Over my lifespan, I've been able to win about 85% doing this, right? And it just kind of comes on down because these are the stocks that are the top gainers, aka the ones that have already spiked, aka are now going to have the targets on their back, aka that most likely everyone's going to lock in profits and they're going to start fading and falling, right? And we've already gone through enough of these, as you guys know. We've already, again, taken a look over on NIFV, which, again, had a very large gap up and then just came crashing all the way back on down. We've already taken a look over on KPRX that had a very large gap up and then came crashing all the way back on down. We can also take a look at, some other ones of today that we talked about, like ESLA, which had, again, a very large, gap up this morning. Let's go back to like a 2-minute time frame. ESLA had the very large gap up this morning and then just came crashing back on down. So a lot of times, this news, even if it is good news, doesn't hold on up once everyone is greedy and once everyone is ready to take their money. So Number one, look for those big, again, upper shadows. Number two, watch for, again, previous top gainers that could become great shorts. Number three, it's go ahead and look for the pre-market, previous and pre-market top gainers that could be able to be great shorting opportunities. You know what's another great way to be able to short as well? If you guys want to, let's say, maybe avoid penny stocks, is you guys could go over towards, let's go over to, we can just do this right here. We can go and use the RSI indicator. The RSI indicator is one of my favorite indicators, guys. Look how cool the RSI is. If I go over to indicators right here, let's go over to add the RSI indicator. It's going to show up underneath. Let's just get rid of everything else. Get rid of the 200-day, the 50-day, the 13 EMA. Let's get rid of volume right here. And awesome. Traders, take a look how cool this is. One of my favorite things, one of my favorite ways to be able to trade. You can do this with penny stocks. I will say, guys, it works a lot better with probably like mid-cap plays, but it's just like a cool, like fun way to be able to trade and a cool, fun way to be able to make money. Let's just do it on Tesla real quick. And what we have over on Tesla is you guys could see this is the RSI. This is, again, the squiggly line underneath it. This is Tesla. So you will only want to use the RSI on a daily chart, little heads on up. But what you guys can see here and what you guys will notice is it's a very simple way to be able to trade. What we have here is anything that is above a 70 is considered overbought. So here's the 80 line. Here's 80 right here. Anything that's slightly underneath this, 70 is considered overbought, which means it's too high. It's overbought. It's too high on up. There's great odds it's going to come back on down. Anything that is underneath a 30, which is going to be right here, is going to be considered oversold, which means it has a lot of room to move on up. If something is oversold, it's very cheap. If anything is overbought, it's very expensive. So again, you can actually go ahead and take a look at the RSI to be able to predict when these plays are going to fade or, again, even dip by back on up. So let's just take a look at whenever, again, Tesla is near a 70 or higher on the chart. So let's just go across the board. I'm just going to put it like right here, make it simple in a way. And what do you guys realize? First things first, let's go right all the way back here. We are right next to a 70, right next to an 80. Guess what happens? Go on up, we see a sell-off, don't we? Now, guess what happens? You can see right here, we are overbought. We do have a little sell-off right here, kind of consolidates a little bit as you guys see a little fade. Here's again, 70 or 80. Guess what happens? Crashes all the way back on down. Here's again, like right where we're at right now. This is kind of telling that we might get a little bit of a fade and a fall. So it is nice to kind of see when are we considered overbought or oversold. Oversold, same manner. Oversold is again right here. Guess what we have? A nice climb coming up in the near future, right? Oversold is right here. Guess what we have? A nice climb that came on up in the future. You could do this with blue chips. You could do this with, again, mid-cap plays. You could do this with, whatever, penny stocks, right? Let's take a look over on like HIMS right here, right? HIMS is a hotter play here today. And you want to say, oh, Dek, when should I short this play? Well, to be frank with you, the higher you go, the closer you get to an 80 right here, 80 here, 80 here, 80 here, 80 here, that's going to be the best areas to go ahead and short. What happens when we're near an 80? Well, that means, again, we're near a top. Foomp, comes crashing on down. Guess what happens when we're near an 80? Foomp, we have odds to be able to come back on down. So the RSI indicator is one of the best ways to know, actually, that you are going to be able to fade and fall. A lot of people also use the MACD indicator as well, which is going to be very similar to the RSI. Let's see if we have that right here. The MACD indicator, let's add that. And the MACD, I'm going to get rid of the RSI now, is going to be very similar in a manner. But this is also going to be a way that you can figure out if a stock is considered bullish or bearish. So how does the MACD work? The MACD is going to be this bottom little section here, okay? And what the MACD is going to be, and you can change these lines to whatever color you want them to be, but really what we have here, traders, is anything that is going to be in blue, okay? Anything in blue is going to mean that the bears are winning. Bears equals shorters, sellers, negative momentum. Anything that is going to be in gold, right? So anything that's in gold is going to be showing that the bulls are winning. Bulls are going to be, of course, the buyers. That shows, again, there's more buying hype. So something that you can do as well is whenever there is gold on top of blue, that means, imagine if we were wrestling. Who usually has control if you and I were wrestling? If I was on top of you, pinning you down, I'm winning. Gold is above the bears, is above you. So guess what? It's moving on up. Now let's imagine, foomp, we flip. And we flip, and now you are now in control of me. Or again, the bears are in control of the bulls. So again, guess what happens over on these plays, as you guys can imagine. As you guys can imagine right here, when the bulls are in control, the gold is up, the blue is on the bottom, there's more buying moving on in. The moment this switches, the moment that this rotates from bulls to bears, now it starts fading and falling as well. So we have, again, bulls winning right now, but guess what's happening? We're rotating. We're rotating right here where we actually have bears now, the blue line going on top and the bulls underneath shows weakness. So again, that's another way to at least not saying, okay, it's a perfect entry on a short, but I want to show you something more on like mid caps that, you know, other than penny stocks that also are going to be able to help you get a better idea on how to be able to short and get a better idea of when to short. So RSI and MACD, only use them on the daily chart. You can use them on penny stocks, but a lot of times low float penny stocks are going to be too volatile to be able to use that. If you want to use the MACD and RSI, I suggest using it more on the mid cap plays that maybe you're interested on shorting. And then other than that though, again, when it comes on down to shorting, we are looking for upper shadows, we're looking for pre-market top gainers, and we are looking for previous top gainers. Those are all going to be, again, great areas that we want to be able to focus on. Now, let's get back to this here, traders. You know, we have the #1 most profitable trading strategy, pre-market top gainers that just dump. And I mean, you could see easy examples right here. Look how much red there is. Gap up, fade back on down. Gap up, fade back on down. Look how much red there is. Gap up, fade back on down. Gap up, fade back on down. Gap up, fade back on down. Right? That's going to be very simple and very easy for you to be able to recognize every single day. Sure, there's momentum. The stock may spike on up, form those upper shadows, and then crash, but they usually end up crashing. Now let's go over to another great way to trade. Another great way to trade, guys, on the short side is just trend lines. Have you guys ever seen a nice, beautiful uptrend? And again, right when that uptrend cracks, that's when, again, everyone starts selling off these plays. You need to remember that stock trading, and most of it is psychological. So for instance, if you realize that you have a dip buy and a higher low, and a dip buy and a higher low, and a dip buy and a higher low, and a dip buy and a higher low, where do you think everyone in the world is placing stop losses? They're placing stop losses at the crack of the trend line. People are going to say in their mind, hey, as long as the uptrend keeps on holding, we're good to go. As long as the uptrend keeps on holding, we're solid here. And the thing is, once you crack the uptrend, that's where everything gets weaker and weaker and weaker. So again, you essentially have this side is going to be bearish. You have on this side here is going to be considered bullish. As long as you stay on the bullish side, you can keep holding your buys. But the moment you reverse and you go to bear territory, that's where, again, there's problems, right? You guys ever see those movies before where it's like, you know, different gangs, and it's like, hey, you stay on your turf, we stay on our turf, right? You come over here, there's issues. You ever see, again, Fast and Furious? It's like, you know, Dom Toretto says, hey, we stay on this side of LA, and that other guy, you know, I forget his name. You know, the other guy, you guys know what movie I'm talking about, right? He's saying, hey, you guys stay on that turf, we stay on this turf. There's problems when things get intercept. There's problems if you go on the wrong side. There's problems if things happen. So right here, this is all bullishness. Once you cross on over, you're going to the bearishness turf. Very simple concept. But you just have to be able to understand, hey, when you see an uptrend, mark the uptrend. Every single person is then going to start placing stop losses underneath the uptrend. And once that cracks, now again, shorting takes on over. You could see that happen over on SGY. You could see that happen over on PTCT. You could see that happen over on all of these plays, right? Now, at the end of the day, we know, again, gains are going to happen off of rumors, off of hype, off of things that we see on StockTwits or Twitter or Discord or in TradeCaster or wherever, right? You know, we are going to get a lot of momentum over on these plays. So traders, a lot of information. We still have a lot more to go over, such as short squeezing and kind of the negative things that could happen with us, and we need to know how to handle those situations. We're going to go over this more tomorrow or into our next lesson, but I think right now is a great place to be able to stop because we have just kind of filled you on up with so many different, so much different education so that you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll. But I do think so far today, what we have gone over and everything that we have gone over has been, pretty incredible. So much that we have talked about, so much that we have gone into. If you guys have not yet remember, I want you doing this right now, and I want you guys all set, ready to go, is make sure you guys fill the application. That's if you're using Cobra trading or using Venom trading. Because remember, while we're getting excited to go ahead and short, you want to be able to use, regardless, shorts available. Your broker, if it's Robinhood or TD Ameritrade or Webull or whatever, is just not going to cut it. It's not. And there's going to be too many times in the future where I'm going to say, guys, I'm shorting this. And you're going to say, well, my broker doesn't have shorts, Dek. That's not fair. I literally got you guys deals that every single person can use this. So fill out the application. Make sure you guys are all set. And then on top of that, you guys will always have these discounts. Remember, these are discounts for life. So for life. So there's no harm in saying, all right, let me just get this all set up. So for the rest of my life, I have this in case I ever want to use it. All right. But this is going to be the broker that I'm going to be using Cobra trading every single day coming up on Monday. And then on top of that, guys, if you have less than 25,000, you can use, again, their smaller version, which is just going to be Venom trading, which you guys will be all set, ready to rock and roll. So make sure that you guys are all set, ready to rock. But I want to really kick off the party right here for every single person so that you guys are all set, ready to rock. Traders, can I ask you guys a question? How'd you guys like that lesson? Can I ask you guys a question right here? How do you guys feel about that lesson? Hey, how's everyone again? You guys getting excited about the future right now? You guys getting ready to rock and roll? You guys feeling good? You guys saying, all right, Dek, hey, I'm trusting you right here. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, man, I am ready. I am ready, and I know you guys are as well. I'm looking forward to seeing what we can get, and, of course, you know, where this buying volume is going to take us. Woo-wee! That was a big one right there. That was a big lesson right there. I think it was important that we got that on out. I think it was important that we, again, shut that on down right there, right? Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Hey, I love it. I love it. Marketing Go, Dek donated $5 for the lesson. Hey, no problem, buddy. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your donation of $5. Just, again, showing some support. Thank you. I really do appreciate that, Marketing. Thank you so much for that support that you're showing. And, again, that donation. Thank you. But, yes, team, starting up on Monday is the day. Make sure you guys are all set. Wire in your funds. Open up the application. Let's get ready to go, and let's get ready to rock. For myself, that's going to do it for myself here today. I just want to say, ladies and gentlemen, I love you guys so much. What a day. What a way. Tomorrow, we got part 2. Tomorrow, we're going to keep on grinding. Tomorrow, we're going to keep on learning. Tomorrow, we're going to keep stepping it on up, and we're going to keep making as much money as we possibly can in the future. Put the odds in your favor. I love you guys. Let's keep working hard. Let's not stop. Let's go at it. All gas, no brakes. Big trading starts on up here very soon. Smash that thumbs on up. Hit that subscribe and get ready to go. We got this party kicking on off. 3, 2, 1. Ah-hoo! I love you, traders. Enjoy your day. And we got part 2 coming tomorrow. Set up the broker right now so you guys are all set, ready for Monday. I posted the link over in chat. I love you guys. And again, enjoy your day. Let's get ready to do it. I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much, traders. Did you make money today? Did you make a profit today? Did you come out on top today? I'm the Batman.
I got this question the other day. Why are you successful?
So I ball so hard, motherfucker.
$1,000 profit today.
First niggas gotta find me.
$700.
$50,000 to a motherfucker like me. Can you please remind me? Ball so hard, this shit crazy.
$1,000.
Y'all know that don't shit phase. And as we go,
Lock it on up.
too, when I look at you like this shit crazy. Ball so hard, this shit weird. We ain't even pro be here.
$1,400.
It's only right that we be fair.
Who's ready for $1 million a year?
Take the pick. Jackson, Tyson, Jordan, Game 6.